What's up, everyone? If you're watching the recording, at least no one here yet, just hopped on. What's up, Mark? So I got like 15 minutes. Just wanted to hop live, see how many people will come on. Let me know if you got any questions. You can do screen sharing, do whatever. What's up, Sam? Got some people hopping on. What's up, Marty Nass? Hopefully I'm saying your name right. If you guys got questions, throw them in the box. I'll get to whatever questions you got. We can do analyzations, site analyzations, basic SEO questions. Yeah, I'm actually right outside of Philly, Mark. So I'm in Delaware. So yeah, it's hot. We're gonna be like 97 on Saturday. What's up, Abdallah? If I'm pronouncing any names wrong, I apologize. Yeah, guys, I got till about 2:55, so throw some questions at me. I'm gonna try to start doing these every once in a while, maybe a little longer at times. Um, have I seen any helpful content update recoveries? Not specifically. I don't track usually to specific updates. Like I don't when the updates come out, I don't like specifically focus on what changes. I think a lot of the updates they kind of really amp them up to something they're not. They just kind of give them names and change basic things with SEO. So when it comes to like a specific update, like helpful content update recovery, I can't say for sure. But site recovery for sure. Do I have any other businesses outside the internet marketing niche? I mean, I have multiple businesses within the internet marketing niche, right? Like I do coaching, I got my agency, I do my affiliate. Outside, I do have a commercial property that so I do a little bit of real estate stuff. But as far as like a business, no. How do you know what backlinks to use and when to use them? So it really comes down to look at competition, right? So the main thing I do is when I'm going after particular keywords, I'm seeing what the competition has. It's always competition analysis first, seeing what type of authorities there, what type of sites are on the first page. Are there niche sites there, or is there more authority sites? And then you also got to look at what links are going to the actual page's ranking, which is really important. What SEO tests do you do to understand the algorithm? Yeah, so I build sites in all different ways, shapes, and forms, right? So I'll build 5 sites in this for the same exact type of keyword, and then I'll do different things for them, right? Like maybe one site I build a certain type of links, maybe another site I do the on page just a little different with certain things. So I'll do like the same term, and then I'll just change up very little things, but do everything else the same, and that's how you get a really good side by side. And usually, a lot of my tests, I start with like easy stuff, right? Like you guys see a lot of Landenberg SEO stuff. The reason for that is because it's an easy term, right? And I do that on purpose. Of course, people come to the video or they'll comment like, well, that's because it's easy. I have a video coming out for those people tomorrow to kind of uh, show them it doesn't have to be easy to do that. But the point is, if it works on easy keywords, the same principles work for the hard keywords. A lot of people don't understand that. So I always test with the easier stuff first, and that proves the concept, and then you can build that concept to the more competitive terms. What do you think about rank and rent for local lead gen? Um, if you're ranking in the maps, I think it's good. But if you're talking about like ranking organically locally, you're going to get very few leads. So if you're doing rank and rent, you want to have like a map strategy for that. If I buy an age domain that isn't in my niche for a PBN when I retheme it, how do you handle those backlinks going to pages that aren't niche relevant? Yeah, so what I do is I change the homepage title of my PBNs to that makes it relevant to the niche. And also, even if you don't do that, you don't need like total relevance to for it to work. But if you change the homepage title, that can build you relevance. Because remember, Google reads data, right? If you have a PBN and the PBN has all these links going to it, right? It's powering up this PBN. That signals Google that people like this website, right? The reason the title carries so much weight is because if all these people are linking to this website, well, that carries importance. You're going to put something important in the title of that PBN or your homepage. That's not even called a PBN or that website because your title is describing what this website's about that has all this power. So you can actually use that as a kind of like a trick to kind of trick Google, where you can put keywords in the title of your homepage. They come and read that metadata in an important place, and that will give you relevance for whatever you're linking to. So people don't understand why that does so much, but again, I put out that video on titles, the importance of them. The reason I did that is for certain stuff like this. Like you can really utilize that to your advantage if you understand how Google reads the data. Oh, thanks, Mike. Appreciate that. Um, now, if you get age domains in your niche, I think it's even better, right? If the backlinks back everything up, I think it just gives you more of a chance. But you can have totally irrelevant sites linking to whatever site you're trying to link to, and it will rank just fine. Changing up the homepage title definitely helps, but you can also have non-relevant PBNs because it's still passing the power. And then also the other links you build should be relevant. So I think that mix of relevance and power does just fine. Now, if you did just all power links with no relevance as far as like the backlinks go, I don't know how that would work. I've never really tested that specifically because for me, it's usually a mix, right? Like I have tons of links that are very relevant at the link level and with my reverse sync or swim and all that type of stuff. And then my PBNs, they don't have to be relevant, but usually I'm at least making the homepage title somewhat relevant. So if I'm looking to like a gold IRA thing, I'm at least going to have like finance or money or something along those lines in the homepage title, or something general that would make sense, like news. That would make sense to link to that. You don't have to do that; it still works. But my point is, because I usually have relevant links in addition to that, it works just fine. If you had all irrelevant links, like all irrelevant PBNs pointing to it, I don't know how that would do because I just don't have anything like that in my testing data. Let's see, any ideas for local SEO? I couldn't find any on working in a third country, so it's hard. I had this idea to buy country domain and redirect only backlink for local SEO. I'm not sure. I'm trying to figure out what your question is. This idea to buy country domain. Yeah, man. Obviously, I've never done local SEO for another country. I'm in the United States. I've only done U.S. local SEO, so I can't really speak on SEO. I never speak on things that I don't have experience with, so I can't really speak on local SEO in other countries. But I mean, you could do local SEO for the United States. I, and again, I can't. I don't know like the business outside the United States as far as local, just because I haven't done it. So it's hard for me to answer that question. Do I fool with GMBs much? I mean, yeah, I mean, here and there, but again, the big thing with GMBs is just getting your initial setup right and the reviews. And if you watch my video on GMBs, aged reviews really play a big part. The same thing with aged links. And it's funny, there's a guy that one of you guys pointed out to me, SEO Truce, and he did a video and he tried to roast me, saying that I didn't know what I was talking about with aged links, and I was like featuring in his video people who don't know what they're talking about with SEO. Um, so I was reading a comment. Uh, so yeah, I mean it goes with the same principle there with GMBs. The age reviews do a lot for you, just like age links do, because what Google does is they make the hardest ranking factor, or I'm sorry, the hardest thing to manipulate the biggest ranking factors. When it comes to links, the hardest thing to manipulate is an age link because a link that's relevant, that's powerful, that's been there for a while is impossible to get like a 2-year-old link right now. Same thing with a review, right? You can't get a 2-year-old review right now because you can't jump ahead in time. Now there's redirects and things like that, but Google doesn't look at that same way, and that's a whole nother bag right there. Have you ever thought of or been offered equity in a business for SEO? Nah, I never do that type of stuff. Which tool do you use for SEO testing? For SEO testing, I mean, I just build sites and look at the data. There's not really a specific tool I use. Would you say the gold niche is highly competitive to get in when using age domains? It's pretty competitive now, but you can still rank for long tails. Like I get a lot of Bing traffic. You can get a lot of, like I do a lot of AI content that I get Bing traffic from, and I do tons of AI content, interlink everything, get my topical relevance up, my interlinking going on really powerful age domains, and I do really well with it. Avalanche theory, I don't know. I've never heard of that. Oh, I'm close to Maryland. Yeah, I'm in Delaware, as Mark said. In your opinion, right now, what's the fastest way to make money online on the internet? The fastest and the easiest way to make money online right now is through Amazon Influencer. So I'll even bring up my account right now. You guys can't. So let me share my screen a second. So I haven't logged on here in months, and I haven't touched this since last summer. I want to see how much I'm still making. So check this out. Let me share my screen. I did videos on this. So let's share screen. What's this? Entire screen. Allow. All right, so you guys should be able to see my screen now. So I just logged into the back end of my Amazon influencer account, and I've made $453 in the last 30 days. Now, note that I haven't touched this since either August or September of last year. Okay, and I made like $800 a month for a while, and it's been around I think 400 to 500. Let's go check out last month. Let's go to So let's do like what's it covering right now? June to all right, May. So let's do April 18th to May 18th. Apply. See, about $450 for the last 2 months, right? So I made 450 in April and then about 450 in May. In that time frame. But my point is, like, all that was done from like 40 hours of work. And since I've done that 40 hours of work, maybe 50, 60 hours of work in that range, I've made, let's see, probably an average of 600 a month over the past 10 months. So you do 6 times 10, about 6 grand from like 50 hours of work. That's over 100 hours an hour, and it's still coming in every month. I'm still making $400 or $500, all from that initial work, which is the work that anyone can do. Like it's just putting up videos and reviewing products. So personally, I think that's the easiest and the best way to start making money like right away for a newbie, because then you can take that money and invest it into other areas of online marketing. And again, I shot a video on that. Let's see. Sites URL have high power, non-niche relevant sites with keyword rich anchor text in them. So if I optimize my PBNs with title, meta, H1, H2s, etc., all those signals. Yeah. I mean that all helps, right? It's not doesn't mean you're definitely going to rank for anything or anything like that, but it's going to help give you relevance. It's going to give you more boost. Is it necessary to index guest posts to get the juice from the backlinks? It's not necessary, but it can be smart, and it doesn't cost that much. I don't have Twitter, no. I don't really do social media. Guys, this YouTube is just kind of for fun for me. It's just something different. I've been doing SEO for 20 years, and at times it gets boring because it's the same thing. Like people don't understand how simple SEO is. It's really the same core principles that keep working. So at times I get bored with it. So the YouTube thing is kind of fun. I think you guys will enjoy my video coming out tomorrow. Hopefully it's ready for tomorrow. Again, I go at so let me show you the recent. I'm gonna go back and share my screen. 1 second. So if you guys remember, I did the video last week that was called "Proof that quality content is not a ranking factor," and I knew that was going to get I knew that was going to troll some people because people get really mad at that type of stuff because they read SEO Moz and they know what they're doing, and there's no way that's the case. So in tomorrow's video, hopefully it's ready for tomorrow, I kind of do a part two to quality content is not a ranking factor because in a bunch of the comments, we had people saying that I don't know what I'm talking about and that, well, that's just because it was for an easy term, do it for a hard term. So I show harder terms and just explain further why that is the case. But yeah, typically I don't do social media. Again, I'm not doing the YouTube thing for any specific reason other than to really have fun. I'm having fun doing something different. No, a lot of my PBNs dropped off for Miami SEO bitch. That's why it probably fell off. So I haven't worked on that site in many years. What's the best platform to get clients who need SEO services? I'm not great at client getting. I'll tell you that. Like my main skill is SEO itself. But for me, like if I'm trying to get SEO clients, what I'm personally doing is going and doing searches. So let me bring up my screen here. And I only got a few minutes left, guys. We can do. I just want to see how many people would show up and how many questions people had. Um, before I did like a longer one of these. We can always do more of these though if you guys enjoy it. So let me share my screen again. All right, so like if I'm trying to get clients and I'm like if I'm strapped for cash, let's say I go broke today and I'm like I want to start an agency, I want to go after clients. What I'm doing is I'm doing stuff like this. So I'd be going Atlanta SEO. Or let's not do SEO, that's a horrible example. Let's do plumber. Right? Atlanta plumber. And then what I would do is go to more businesses. I'd probably find people in the maps. You could do this in the organic section too, but why is this taking so long to load? Probably because I'm in a rush. And what I would do is probably scroll down and find people. And this is a really competitive city, so I probably wouldn't start here. Bad example, but I would find people who are ranked further down, and I would do an analyzation for them. I would reach out to their team, throw them like a 2-minute video analyzation, and say, "Hey, like I can really help you guys get up," or I can even give them some tips in the video and say, "Hey, this is what I would do if I was your business. I do this for a living. If you want to hire me, you can. But I want to give you some free tips." Like little things like that. Like maybe I wouldn't do it exactly like that, but I would just do this all day. I would go search for terms. I would reach out for people that are not ranking that well. I would shoot them a quick video to show them I know what I'm talking about. I would call them, have a link for the video. I would email them. I would keep following up, and I would just do this all day until I got clients. So if you did that all day, like 8 hours, I can guarantee you within a week you would have a client or two. Is it a lot of work? Yes. But when you're starting from the bottom, you got to be willing to do a lot more than other people, right? So when I was first starting coming out of my heroin addiction, I was writing my own articles, I was posting them all, I was doing all my own editing, I was doing everything. I was doing a lot of my link building. Now it's like I don't do much as far as that. My more thing is like putting things in place, managing my PBN network and doing some conversion based stuff that I wouldn't want people touching. But my point is, like, when you're first starting, you're building your income, you got to be willing to do this type of shit, like the type of stuff that no one else is willing to do, like the grind stuff, like sitting here 8 hours a day, reaching out to businesses, making videos for them, following up with them, calling them, being like aggressively hustling is what you got to do. Because look, you do this for a week, you pick up a client or two, that's two, 3, 4 grand a month you're making right there, just like that. Right? Do it for another week, maybe pick up another client, maybe that's another couple grand. That's 6 grand. People don't do this type of stuff, right? People don't hustle. People are looking for like some service that goes and finds them like leads. 99% of the time, that shit doesn't work. Most of the time, it's about going out and doing the hustle work because that's what works. And that's what no one wants to do. And that's why it works. That's kind of like the rules of life, right? The things that work are the things that no one wants to do. No one wants to sit at their computer for 8 hours and go search for terms and make videos for companies that aren't ranking well, and then call them and then follow up and email them and check back up on them and create spreadsheets, make sure you're following up. No one wants to do that. That's why if you do it, you have a high likelihood of succeeding when doing something like that. So that's what I do. I mean, I would just do stuff like that. Yeah, I didn't even know you could schedule these. That's a great point. If a LinkedIn or other parasite does better than an affiliate site for traffic, um, I mean, it ranks easier. I don't know about conversions. I think it's hard to convert them, but you can still convert with them for sure. Yeah, I mean, they're getting traffic for sure. These LinkedIns are getting traffic. Yeah, the Google Dance still exists, but it's a little different now. It's definitely different patterns than it used to be. Yep. All right, guys. So I gotta actually roll. I gotta go pick up my stepson. But I just want to see if anyone would hop on here. What we can do is I can schedule these from time to time if you want. I have no problem doing that. I kind of have fun just coming on and hanging with you guys. So next time I will schedule it. Maybe I'll schedule one for next week, and we can get more people on, and we'll take it from there. All right, everyone. Have a good day. Talk soon.